I find that most sales reps do not take the job as serious as they could, and these people are amateurs. The amateur sales rep is still deciding if sales is even for them. The amateur sales rep finds reasons why now is not a good time to prospect. Always a good time to prospect. The amateur sales rep wastes time on non-revenue generating activities. The amateur sales rep does not take responsibility and accountability for the results. Meanwhile, the professional sales rep, which is all of you, because you may be interested in turning pro, and by turning pro in your sales career, it's going to drastically increase your income earning potential. It's going to alter your career trajectory for the better, like on an upward spiral on a roller coaster. And if you like the sound of those outcomes, hit the thumbs up button now. The professional sales rep leads their team in prospecting activities every single day. The professional sales rep is all in on their current opportunity. There is no plan B. They have burnt the ships. They have consciously decided that they will do whatever it takes to be successful. The professional sales rep shows up every single day, even if they don't feel like it, and they are relentlessly focused and persistent on pipeline generation, pipeline health, and self-development. Those are the differences that I've observed between the amateur and the professional sales rep. And as you think about how you apply this to your actual career, your job, your profession, your life, I'm going to share with you 3 practical tactics that you can apply today that I have applied based on my 6-year sales career. Number 1 is to dress for success. I have my initial embroidered in green printing on my sleeve. I have 5 other shirts exactly the same as this one, 5 different colored TDs on the sleeve. And the reason I dress like this, even though I'm working from home, even though I'm by myself, even though I may not have any meetings, is because I take myself and other people take me way more serious when they see me dressed up in the button down. A lot of people don't like this because they want to dress comfy, and I thought about just putting on a collared shirt today because I look good in a collared shirt. It's still business casual, but I want to be professional. I want to look professional. I want to feel professional. I want to show up professional. I want to be on these calls and elevate the altitude and operate like an executive would. The business people I respect most always are dressed up. They're always looking good. So if you dress for success, you are going to operate. You are going to show up. You are going to think entirely differently. And this is key for a professional sales rep, because if you're going to sell multi-$100,000 deals like what I'm trying to do, you better show up to the meeting looking good, clean hygiene, the background's looking sharp, and the prospect feels like they're speaking with someone with authority, speaking with someone that knows what they're talking about, and this is incredibly important. The second tactic that you can apply today to turn pro in your sales career is by writing down your targets. I have a white paper next to me every single day, and I write down my goals. I write down my targets. Even if it's not an active goal, I'm still going to write it down. If I'm thinking, oh, you know what, it'd be cool to have a private plane one day, I'm going to write down private plane. And that's it. Just because when I write it down directionally, I'm now moving towards that outcome. And if you do not know where you're going, you have no chance of success. And this is a big difference between the professional and the amateur. I coach dozens of reps, and I get on the meetings and I ask them, I say, hey, so what do you hope to get out of our meeting today? And they'll say, oh, I want to be more confident on the phone. I want to set more meetings. I want to make more money. I want to promote. And I say, okay, good. What is your target? What number do you need to hit? And they say, yeah, well, the quote is this, but they're changing it. And then maybe you just need to be able to rail it off. Okay, I have closed $471,000 this year. Okay, that's your target. So how much revenue do you need to close this quarter? Okay, $137,000. You got to know your numbers like the back of your hand. Most likely you haven't taken much time to sit here and stare at your hand. So take some time, stare at your hands. It will actually disorient and disassociate your mind for a little bit. You'll start to semi-hallucinate. It's a really weird feeling. But I want you to study your hands, and I want you to study your sales number, and I want you to know your target. I want you to write it down, because if you're not writing it down every single day, then you have no idea what success even looks like. And then when you're sitting there aimlessly, not knowing what's going on, you don't know the difference between where you're at and the gap of where you need to be, because that is your job, to close the gap. So when you're sitting there wondering, I don't have anything to do, it's Friday afternoon, I don't feel like it, what activities can you do right now that will close that gap? And it all revolves around generating pipeline, setting meetings, pipeline health, advancing those deals forward to close, and then self-development. If you lack pipeline, or if you lack the ability to close these deals, increase your deal size, hit quota, it's a conscious decision, binary, either you hit it or you don't hit it, then there is some sort of skill deficiency, or maybe it is a willpower deficiency. And that takes us into the third and final tactic that you can implement today to turn pro in your sales career, is to show up every single day, to believe in hard work, to believe in results, they matter, and to believe in doing the work regardless if you feel like it or not. This is resistance. Resistance is something that plagues us all, because you're sitting there in bed and you're thinking about the day ahead, and you have these meetings that you're nervous about because you really don't know what you're doing. I don't think anyone really knows what's going on, and you haven't prepared. You don't necessarily know the right approach. You're speaking with someone that's 20 years older that makes way more money than you, and you're trying to sell them. And if you don't hit it, you're going to miss quota. Maybe we'll get put on a performance plan. Regardless of the implications, you got to show up every single day. Because let's say you're trending well, and you're sitting there and you're thinking, well, Trent, I'm a professional. I'm hitting my quota. I'm already at number, but I'm chilling right now because I don't need to do it. Maybe I'm capped, maybe whatever. The work you do today will pay off 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks from now. So if you fail to do the work today, it's only going to harm you in the future. So think of it as a turbine. You always need to be powering the turbine. And as soon as you stop putting in the power, the turbine's going to stop. And it's like life stops at that point in time. And then you start missing quota. And then it doesn't work out at that current opportunity. And then next thing you know, you're questioning your existence. You're associating your identity and your status with your performance, or you're not performing well, so you're not feeling good. And that's how amateurs think. So the professional is going to show up every single day. They're going to sit down. They're going to work long, hard hours. They're going to consciously decide, I'm going to do whatever it takes to be successful. I believe in excellence. And by making that commitment to yourself and everyone around you, and just having the integrity of your word and doing what you say you're going to do, not only to yourself, but other people. Hey, I'm going to hit quota this year. Hey, I'm going to qualify for President's Club this year. Hey, I'm going to go do X, Y, Z. Find a way to do whatever it takes. I have audacious goals myself. I don't always know how I'm going to achieve them, but I'm going to keep showing up every single day, whether I feel like it or not, making the videos, doing the LinkedIn post, making my sales calls, showing up to the sales calls, and doing whatever it takes to be successful as an individual and as a business. And that is how a true professional operates. If you enjoyed today's video, I want you to comment the pen emoji down below. As a matter of fact, the pen, green initials on my sleeve, because that represents someone who actually writes down their goals. And better yet, if you want to share your goals down below, I'd love to read them. Because if you share them down below, it's sort of publicly accountable. And if you put it out there, now you've already written it down for the day. So if you haven't written down your goals for the day, you got to share them down below. Comment the green dot or the green pen to let me know you're listening. Your support means the world to me. Subscribe to the channel now for more sales videos just like this one, and I'll talk to you in the next video.